Diyan ay Orion Bataan. Merong online classes kaya pwede kong pagsabay ng pag-aaral ko sa pagpapractice ko sa Mobile Legends.
Actually, stable na yung job ko dati, reporting analyst. Yung pagiging pro player, passion ko na siya dati. And then yun, nagkaroon ng opportunity. So ginrab ko talaga yung opportunity na yun. Then kailangan ko kasi mag full time as a pro player. So nag-resign ako doon sa pagiging reporting analyst.
Nag-pro po ako para makatulong po ako sa magulang ko. Bata pa lang po ako gusto ko na maging pro player. Mahilig na po ako maglaro ng mga online games.
Ang laki ng help ng Mobile Legends. Mas lalo ko na-build up yung pagiging leader ko dito sa team ko. Kailangan namin maging threat sa ibang team din.
Breaking the code nung week 1 ang Blacklist, International, Backstar, Killer, Full Clip, Aqua, Edward, and the one and only Eson Esports. Killer na nag-decide na sila ngayon na siya ang magiging 6-man for the team and total new roster ang nabuo with this rebuilding lineup. Syempre nandyan, like what we've said, the pioneers of MPL, Backstar and Eson, but sobrang notable ng bata na bago sa Black. In English ko tinagalog ko bagong bata sa Black. Basta, siya yun.
Ito,
Si
private bigyan kita.
Oo.
Bata from Bataan.
Bata from Bataan.
Oh.
Full clip with a KDA 11. Siyempre, first week pa lang. Men, ang maganda dito, meron siyang ultimate highlight against NXP on that part. Last week, surprisingly, outplaying the bomb. Renny J. Outplaying the bomb. Yung orange pick-off, hopefully makuha tayo ng replay niyan in the future. Pero yun yung pinaka nagpakilala dito kay Full Clip. That play, that spider sense play na hindi mo matuturo, and with that, sinopresa nila lahat.
Yung pala yung tawag yung kay Renny J dito sa
The Bomb.
The Bomb. Nandun ako sa English nung isang linggo
The Bomb din.
Hindi, wala lang. Parang ano lang. Parang debomba din yung gamit naming term. Dito pala The Bomb. Pero, alam mo, ito na gusto kong sabihin, men. Si Eson, si Dexter dito is doing a great job leading these boys to become mature players then. And pag binaliktad mo yung pangalan ni Eson, nagiging nose. Nose.
He knows.
Eson knows.
Eson knows. There you go, ladies and gents. Blacklist International. Kilalanin naman natin. For sure, kilala nyo na to. Let us meet Mpl-Ph.
Sa TKN as sales representative. Bali, ginibak ko siya para makapasok sa MPL.
Bago ako mag-MPL, quit ako ng ML kasi nga nakanap yung mga trabaho. So, kinuha lang ulit ako nung season rin na.
Gusto ko po mag-pro kasi gusto ko patunayan na kahit bata kami, kaya ko makipagsabayan sa mga veterans na player.
Nung nag-start kasi ako nung ML, challenge ako dun sa ranking system. Tapos nung season 1 hanggang epic lang ako, hindi ko nakuha yung highest na legend. Tapos ang dami kong trinay sa Lian na squad pero na-reject ako. Tapos sa yung parang naging motivation ko para mag-pro.
Daming nagsasabi na yung laro ni Grid hindi pang MPL, gano'n.
Consistency is the word to describe the defending champs. Mpl-Ph, Raflesha, Kelby, J. Kiluwash, Grid, JP, Renjo, showing us something new last week with the Raflesha. Men, nagbago bigla yung rank games, nagbago yung pub games, even yung classic games ay nagbago din dahil sa ginawa ng Mpl-Ph, that sacrifice Digi strategy with the vision. At hindi lang yon, talagang nakakatakot nga naman din talaga yung squad. Ikaw ang nagsabi nito, Ters, that consistency is the word to describe. Pwede mo pa bang i-emphasize yan?
There's this thing about Mpl-Ph na sinasabi for the longest time ng mga ibang coaches, ng ibang players na hindi naman ganun kalaki yung hero pool ng ibang players dito. Namely, Kiluwash, well, not JP and Raflesha. Pero, for the longest time din, the same heroes, yun lang din yung lumalason. sa ibang team. So, ibig sabihin, consistency is really the key for the side of our PH.
And it goes to show na even though yun yung mga heroes na nakikita natin, for example,
No.
the Ling, the Kufra, the Atlas, the Tams, the X-Borg, unti, nilalason pa rin kayo. It means wala kayong mahanap na plano para malason nun.
Oo.
Diba? Para ma-counter lason.
And kung sino man yung nagsabi na dun sa interview ni Grid kanina na yung laro niya ay hindi pang MPL, tawagin niyo siyang Big Papa G.
Big Papa G.
Siya si Big Papa G.
Big Papa G. Grid.
Oo.
Man, I also feel na Grid talaga ang ultimate X-factor ng team na to. Actually, ang daming pwedeng biglang mag-line para dito sa Aura PH. But let's talk about their opponents right now. Surprise, surprise, surprise with the 10-man band setup na meron tayo ngayon. Last week, pinakitaan tayo ng Blacklist International ng Rafaela muli. Anong mga heroes na naman kaya ang pwede nating expect? Anong sorpresa kung pwede natin i-expect?
I mean, with the 5-man, for the 10-man ban, anything can happen. Who knows? Alam mo, may mga times nga ako na iniisip ko, yung mga marksman ba na hindi talaga pinapansin, makakabalik?
Pwede.
There's a possibility.
Oo, pwede. Marami tayong pwedeng makita. Pero, tignan muna natin kung ang mga head-to-head and analysis ng ating kaibigan, ang solo analyst natin na si Wolf.
And he was the MVP, the first time MVP na merong 0, 21, 14 KDA record. 21 deaths. Mga kaibigan, sino ba magkakala na ang isang hero, isang player na 21 deaths ay bubuhatin kayo sa laro? This is the story of Raflesha and the Digi. Ayan o, nakangiti pa. Siya lang, feeling ko sa buong laro na yun, siya yung pinakamalaki ang ngiti. If we look back in the game of the first game even of Aura PH in the regular season of MPL Season 6. Imagine this, yung champion na malapit yung pinakita ng MPL Season 5, the back-to-back history-making sa unang laro nila sa liga ng MPL Season 6. Nagpakita agad nitong strategy na to. And what they did, if you don't know, if for whatever reason, kung saan man galing na cave kayo, na hindi nyo alam yung ginawa nito si Raflesha, panoorin nyo yung video, look back and see. But nevertheless, what he did was to feed 21 times with the Digi, young again, passive. Tapos meron kang mechanics sa ML that we can see na after a certain amount of deaths, you don't give away any gold to your opponents. Raflesha showed us how to use that. And the rest of Aura PH really got carried by this egg. Digi, 0, 21, and 14. That's probably one of the most important stat lines na tatatak sa isipan natin sa mga viewers. Nevertheless, this is just one thing that we can expect from the side of Aura PH. Honestly, guys, the stats, they aren't that impressive. In fact, if you're looking at the stat lines per person, per player ng Aura PH, ang bababa. I guess the highest is 4. Diba? Para if you compare to other teams, may mga naging 11 KDA. In fact, Blacklist has a full clip on 11 KDA ratio. Pero what really separates Aura PH is not the stats, not the in-game numbers. It's just the impact on how these players play against each other. But nevertheless, it's Blacklist. Ito naman, ang pwede nating i-decode via looking at their stats. There's a lot of things that's telling when you look at Blacklist and how they play, if you're looking at what their priorities are. Very good when it comes to taking objectives, actually. If you're looking at their unique heroes played, fantastic. 19, very versatile. And kung kahapon kayo ay nanonood ng Bren versus Omega, I hype that it could be a very good introduction para sa ating 10-ban system. This series as well is a good way to look at the 10-ban system. Blacklist, napaka-creative sa paggamit ng mga heroes, and I'm sure that the coaching staff of this team has prepared well for the 10-ban system, let alone against Aura PH. That is also true sa Aura. We know that this team has a very deep coaching staff, or at least meron silang coach na talaga nakakapag-champion para sa kanila. Very creative when it comes to approaching the draft, and showed us even that amazing Digi. Imagine guys, yung una, Mpl Season 4, I believe they went for that wonderful arrival play. Season 5, they showed us some very good stuff from their performance. Tapos meron parang tinalo din nila yung Mpl-Ph with amazing new meta, diba? And now this time, sila naman ang trendsetter ng Digi lineup. And what else can we see from Mpl-Ph heading into this match against Blacklist? We're about to find out. Now, let's look at the head-to-head matchup of both of these teams. I think ang featured natin ngayon is Dexstar versus Greed. Looking at the KDA, again, hindi ganun ka-impressive. Pero bakit sila yung kailangan natin tignan dito sa ating laban? Well, una sa lahat, napaka-flexible. 5 unique heroes played para kay Dexstar in what? If you look back, 5 games for Blacklist. Now, Greed, they have 4 unique heroes played in 6 matches. Not all supports can do this. In fact, I think yung Aura as well as yung Blacklist, nagbe-benefit sila sa pagiging versatile ng parehas na players nila to. Dexstar as well as Greed, they're willing to play any kind of hero para mag-fit sa playstyle ng buong team. Siguro may konting difference lang. Now, Dexstar, if you look at him as a player, mas nandun tayo sa objectives, mas nandun tayo sa pag-take ng team fights, right? Greed, nandun tayo sa mas creative naman. Going for kills, going for Selena, your Natalia, those heroes that make an impact out of solo play. So we have a little bit of a toss-up here for Blacklist International as well as Mpl-Ph when we're looking at the supports. Nevertheless, hindi naman sila lang din ang ating titingnan. Obviously, we still have 8 other players to look forward to. And I guess na-hype na rin nila Manjin at ni Butters si Full Clip. I'm excited to see, syempre din yung consistent playstyle from the cores of this Mpl-Ph championship squad. That's one thing that's really is gonna be a sight for us to see. Sino ba nanay? Ang mga veteran na consistent o mainit na bata wala on the explosive plays coming out from Blacklist. Let's find out. Back to you, Manjin and Butters.
History makers. Yon ang naging moniker ngayon ng Mpl-Ph. But now, guys, you are now seeing the champs. Ayan na nga, nagsistretching na Butters.
Nag-stretching na. Anong nangyayari? Umaalog sila. Ganyan mangyanig ang Mpl-Ph.
Ang yanig sa Mpl-Ph.
Sa likod data ng electric fan yung camera. Ayan o.
Camera eh. At syempre makikita natin dyan ang silent coach na si Coach Arcadia.
Ito pre.
Oo.
Ito yung tinitignan ko dito ha. Well, right now you are seeing the Blacklist International and their coach.
Bonchan.
And there's an invisible war happening onto the back lines of everything.
Lagi, no? Oo.
May invisible war. Paano yung invisible war, pre?
Paano yun? Eh, hindi nga nakikita yun, Butters.
Oo, pre. Kasi meron tayo nakikita dito, Manjin, na the coach battle.
The coach battle.
Ito pa, bibigyan ko lang kayo ng onting idea kung ano nangyari. Eh, this arcade, sinabi niya, gamitin niyo yung Digistrat.
Oo, wag niyo iban.
Huwag niyo iban.
Counterin niyo.
Counterin niyo.
Counterin niyo yung Digistrat.
Eh, ang ginawa dito ni Bonchan, sabi niya, nakita niya, counterin pala. Sige, ito yung vaccine sa D-virus.
Eto na nga.
Eto na.
The Bonchan C.
Sa Bonchan C. The Bonchan C.
Ayan ang pwede nating itawag dyan. The Bonchan C. Kung maka-counter nga ba ng Blacklist International, kung mabibreak nga ba ng Blacklist International ang code na inaati dito ng Mpl-Ph. Butters, bago pa natin mapag-usapan yung vaccine na yan, punta na tayo dito sa ating draft. Mukhang seryosohan na talaga.
Seryosohan na to.
Blacklist International prioritizing the Khalid and the Uranus, habang Yeshon Chin para sa araw. Tignan mo, tignan mo naman, nagsusulat. Ito na yung tinatawag mong invisible war.
Ito na yung invisible war, pre. Naglalaban din ang mga coach nila dito. Kung papansinin mo yung table dito ng Mpl-Ph, merong dun play.
May play.
Sinasabi
may play agad.
May play agad.
May
Kasi ako sinasabi nila.
Sabi ni coach. Sabi ni coach.
Ano sabi ni coach?
Hey, you go here. Go there.
Sabi niya,
shoot the ball.
Ikaw,
well, ganun eh.
You Greed, you pass the ball to Raplisha. Raplisha, you pass the ball to Kiel. Kiel, make sure you make the shot. Kilowash, go for the rebound.
We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes, okay? 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Parang ganun yung nangyayari. Parang ganun yung nangyayari, no? Kulang na lang, meron tayong inside scoop eh. Yung marinig talaga yung audio ni Coach Arcanger. You Kel, you go here. Habang dito, medyo iba approach nila. Medyo whisper type. Whisper type ang approach.
Jeep.
May onting masahe pa no?
Ito yung tinatawag na jeepney joyride. Para sila nasa jeep. Kaya nasa isang hilera ng jeep. May sabitan ng onte. They had the Khalid. Band, Uranus and the Selena. These are usual bands onto the side of Blacklist International. If you look at the other side, the other of the drafting, Yison Shin, Popol, tsaka Farsa,
ubus lahat ng vision.
uy, napatingin sila lahat dito.
Napatingin sila.
Uy, ano yan?
What's that?
Uy, Samgyup. Uy, hindi. Ay, sige.
Ay.
Aw.
Grabe.
Ay.
Kita lang nila itsura nila.
Masaya sila.
Kami na, ganito pala itsura natin pag naglalaro tayo. Ay, naku!
Okay.
Getting a taste of your own medicine. Blacklist International picking the egg. Ngayon, paano ka-counterin ng Aura PH yung ginawa nilang strategy? Butters.
Pagka kayo nagpauso, alam nyo din kung ano kahinaan.
Totoo.
Diba?
Oo.
Pero, ang sabi nito ng Blacklist International, nag-shake kami ng meta eh.
Oo nga.
So, ibig sabihin, hindi nyo alam kung anong gagawin namin ngayon. Naku po.
Kakaiba to. Parang nagulat yung Aura doon no? Pagkapili ng Digi, napatingin si Raplesha sa sa coach Coach, what am I gonna do, coach?
Okay, change play.
You take the shot. You take the shot.
Isolation play. Pass out. Box out.
Ay! Wow!
Okay, stacking.
Men, explain mo nga sa mga audience.
Okay.
Bakit ba Hilda ang sagot kay Quago Digi?
So,
bakit nga ba Hilda Butters?
So, ang ginagawa kasi ng Digi is deliberately he's throwing himself at you guys. So, ibig sabihin, hinahayaan niya yung sarili niya talaga mamatay. Hanggang siya makaabot siya doon sa point na hindi siya nagbibigay ng goal. Pero kasi si Hilda, ang ulti niya, kapag nagamit niya sa'yo at nakakuha siya ng assist or ng kill, tumataas yung stacks ng kanyang ultimate.
Totoo.
At pag tumataas yung stacks ng ultimate, tumataas yung damage. Pagka tumaas yung damage, there is literally a possibility na ma-one-shot niya yung madidikitan niya if he gets it at a very early stage.
Kahit sobrang tanky mo pa.
Ang
kailangan lang ni Hilda assist.
Naku po.
Sinabi pa naman ni Coach Arcadia, hey, you agreed, go for the assist. Parang ganun yung sinabi. Naku, ano kaya plano ni na Bonchan dito? Kuya Bonchan, relax lang sa gilid sabi, teka lang hinildahan tayo guys alam natin, nagsastack yan Kailangan, kontrapeluin natin yung Hilda. Kailangan meron tayong pansagot. Pwede ata sila dito kailangan nila dito malupit na core Kasi yung Hilda, even though may damage yung Hilda, ang sagot mo rin kasi dyan, damage din. Kasi ang kunat pa rin yan Kailangan mo pa rin ma-burn yan
Alam mo, gusto ko yung ba na ginawa dito ng Aura PH, nakita na nila na, nagpipilit kayo dito, kukulitin nyo kami. So, yung mga heroes na kayang pumasok, yung mga heroes na kaya mag-steal ng madali, tinanggal na nila agad. For Blacklist International, it's the same idea as before na ginamit dito ng Aura PH versus Execration ng game number 1. Just disable the side lanes. If malakas yung side lane, then that means hindi gagana yung Digi sacrificial strategy if ever gagawin man nila. Pero by the looks of the draft, Manjin, gagawin nila yun ngayon.
Eto na nga mangyayari. Kailangan, alam ng Aura kasi parang sagot agad biglang Aura din Pwede mong sipain lang yung mga heroes dito ng Blacklist. Pero feeling ko, may baon ng Blacklist, Butters. Ay! Yun na sinasabi na...
Picking.
The fire is burning on the dance floor!
Alam mo, napapanood ko sa ibang video yung Aura Fire!
Nako! Blacklist! Pinag-usapan mo kanina, kailangan tinanggal dito ng Aura yung mga hero na na pwede pumasok tapos may damage. This time, sabi ng Blacklist, okay lang kahit di kami papasok, meron kaming damage. Burst damage and true damage from Kari and X-Borg. Aura PH, kailangan nila ng ultimate surprise, Natalia. So, dalawa sagot. Kanina ganito din yung ginawa ng BSB.
Oo.
Nung nagkaroon ng digipick,
Oo.
pumili din sila ng Natalia to answer the vision control. Plus again, meron kang Hilda dito. Men, tapos na ang draft. Ano gusto mo sabihin?
Ito kung titignan mo yung damage output ng Blacklist International dito, this is the shred type of damage
The shredder
The
type.
shredder type. Hindi siya
shredder
burst.
type, oo.
Hindi siya literally sustain na talagang pataganan lang. This is the shred Na parang inuunti-unti kanyang gangsterin. Na dumating sa point na kapag nag-gangster ka niya ka na niya, bibigay mo na yung bawal mo sa kanya.
Totoo.
So, inuunti-unti
matatakot ka na
matatakot ka.
everyday.
Oo.
Magsusumbong ka na sa nanay mo.
Oo.
Ganun yung pwedeng mangyari sa aura.
Oo.
Yun yung gustong gawin ng Blacklist International ngayon. I would just like to remind you then, Butters, na ang carry, ultra late game
Ultra late game.
Ang sa tingin ko dito kasi, pwedeng ma-shutdown ng aura din yung carry We shall see. Ladies and gents, game number 1, predictions, Butters, isang mabilis.
Ako, I really like the draft dito coming out from Mpl-Ph. This is the draft na talagang sobrang komportable nila. And mind you, Big Papa G on the Natalia. Championship winning.
The championship winning Natalia pa. Yung mga auto-alarm bombs dito for full clip to have the max potential nung kanyang fast-paced farm. Medyo may onting kabagalan kasi ang carry Kailangan mo ng onting assist para sa pagkuha. Pero eto na nga, Big Papa G! Oh!
Ay! Big Papa G! Big Papa!
Big Papa G Grid! Sneaky steal! Ang importante nung purple buff na yun, men. Lalo na't kapag 1-3-1 carry ang gusto nyo. With that, level 3 pa lang ngayon. Si Full Clip, pa-level 4 na sana dapat siya. At medyo madidelay ng konti yung farm niya, Butters.
Ang nasabi doon, mga kaibigan, Mpl-Ph, purple buff, no papa.
Oo nga.
What's up?
Sabi ni Edward, no ballers. No way, Jose.
No way.
Jose. Sabi dito ni Kuya Edward. Ang maganda kasi sa isang X-Boy, Pops, hindi mo alam yung pay na ginagawa ng X-Boy, matadamage ka Look at this, instant replay. JP, actually, na-mismeasure niya yung damage in Edward with a beautiful flicker out. Nice timing.
And that was the perfect timing ng flicker. Diba? Katulad ng sinabi mo, hindi niya ginamit ng mga panahon na
nasa ere
pa lang. Ginamit niya nung pabagsak na. Para automatic, yung unang nasa utak ni JP, go for the kill. Yun na yung nangyari.
Yun ang nangyari. Medyo nakakuha dito ng sobrang magandang kill. Ang Blacklist International, shutting down JP. Even though nanakawan ng purple si Full Clip dito, namatay naman si JP sa tabla laro. Nako, Eson Esports, siya mag-isa dito, flicker out. Oy, JP! Sword of Revealing Right na naman! Ay! Nakuha niya dito ang isang sword, pero tinatamaan siya dito ng spinning light wheel. Muntikan pa si JP.
Yung dragon! Yung dragon! Pupundulin ng dragon! Basta chala! Hindi ata natin pa
Men, yung dragon dito kakagat na. Kakagat na si si Ako medyo gigil na parang gigil yung Blacklist International Parang mainit ang
Ay, kumaya!
Sakto ba? Pindot na yan.
Pindot na
Si Aqua, nag-pause lang tayo ng saglit. Pero for sure, ramdam niya na yung pagkagat. Naka-max fight na siya. Ramdam niya na yung pagkagat.
Isipin mo, last season nakahon dragon ngayon, bundol dragon na tayo.
Bundol dragon na pwede mangyari. Man, I think that was so risky of JP to dive in again. And ang nangyayari kasi napapunish nila ay ang interesting dito ng flicker setup. Ang flicker setup ng Blacklist International kasi ilang beses na nila napanood yung aura. Ilang beses alam na nila yung galaw ng aura to the point na alam nila na si JP may tendency kasi siya. Alam kasi ni JP yung capability niya So may tendency siya mag-dive in and with the flicker nadadodge nila at nauubusan si JP dito nung kanyang pang-range voice, na-outplay nila. I think pwedeng ma-outplay pa ngayon kasi this is a beautiful backup mula kay Aqua. And Andelix nun, kasi that's going to be the second death on JP. And yung delay nila kay full clip kanina mukhang mapupunta na kay Daddy JP.
Ito yung fact na si JP is one of the best link players dito.
Oo.
And they're actually punishing yung mga little things na ginagawa dito na JP.
Oo.
Yung mga, it's the intricate things na gumagana talaga dito for the side of Blacklist International.
Oo.
The mere timing, the mere rotation,
Oo.
backup, lahat-lahat. Yun yung pinapatunayan dito ng Blacklist International. Now, that's going to be a kill. Nabundol ng Dragon
Oo.
ang isang link.
Yeah, and ang maganda nun, na-reset niya kasi yung wave sa bottom lane. That's why okay lang kahit pumunta siya sa mid, rekta bottom siya, pero in-negate yun. The try ni Greed. Gumangster dito, there you go. Greed knowing na babalik si Aqua sa bottom lane. Beautiful play again. Man, high level play mula kay Greed.
High level play indeed. Alam mo, Mpl-Ph dito, they're actually doing things in a way na hindi masyadong napapunish naman talaga si JP.
Oo.
Papansinin mo lahat ng aggression nila, ginagawa nila ng 2 minutes or 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Lagi.
Para kahit papano, hindi talaga magkakaroon ng problema si JP. Kasi that's the thing. Kapag ka namatay ka kasi at this point of the game at wala kang buff, at yung kalaban mo may buff, that actually puts you in a very bad spot agad.
Yeah, kasi alam mo kagad sa next fight pwedeng talo ka. Speaking of next fight, man, the pick-ups pa rin sa Mpl-Ph. So even though nakakapag-outplay ang Blacklist International dito, it's still Mpl-Ph dictating the team fights every time. Every time kada lumipat yung camera natin, Big Papa G.
Si Big Papa G.
Greed making the plays. Pero sabi ni Eson, it's our time to shine. Targeting KLBJ, that is the hug. Pero Phantom stepping in, si Full Clip inabangan. But Time Journey is there to save Full Clip. Nice Time Journey mula kay Dexstar. Meanwhile, may outplay ata na magaganap sa top lane. Black Dragon form, Dragon Tail connecting. Lifesteal coming in from Aqua. Raplisha running for his life. He will Cyclone Eye his way out. Nopi. Edward coming in with the first damage. Man, Blacklist International, it's still not over. Still getting Kiluwash. 4 straight kills for Blacklist International. What is happening, Butters?
JP dito didn't have the best early game.
Oo.
Now, ang ginagawa ng Blacklist International, alam nila na nasa posisyon sila dito.
Yes.
Para lumaban ng lumaban. And
Yes.
that's the thing, Mpl-Ph, hindi makakasama si JP doon. Sa totoo lang, at that point on, pwede naman talaga sumama si JP kaso pinili niya mag-farm kasi walang-wala talaga sila.
Pero ngayon mukhang sasama na siya, pero flicker lang. For the side of Blacklist International, ito ang tinatawag nating iwas pusoy technique.
Iwas pusoy.
Para sa side ng Blacklist International, 4 na flicker, isang flame shot.
Oo.
Pang out. And with this, naninegate nila yung pagiging aggressive ng Aura kasi it seems like Aura pa din yung aggressive point on eh. Pero men, again, sobrang threatening ng damage nila pag dumating sa late game. I think isa tong malupit na nagagawa ng Blacklist na nakukuha nila yung win condition. Give the full clip the time of his life to be safe. Just like this, killing spree na siya. Kaya ba siyang kunin? Oh! The time journey was not enough to save his life. Greed tatakbo na habang si JP makuha pa ng double kill. Eson, he needs kills right now as Edward will just go for the flamethrower para mawala yung cannon minion. And it's still Mpl-Ph, men.
Uy!
Tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang
Big Papa G!
agresibo. Big Papa G!
Big Papa G!
Papa G!
Papa G!
Papa G!
Ano ko si Papa G nalagay sa kalanganin? Si Papa G!
Oh my! Man, ang ganda ng counter punch lagi ng Blacklist International dito with the help of the Time Journey and with the help of the Black Dragon form plus yung Dragon's Tail. It seems like si Aqua ay hindi mahawakan ngayon dito ng team ng Mpl-Ph, Butters.
And JP dito trying to run away. Did he get the buff?
No, he did not.
He got the buff.
Ay, nakuha niya.
He got the buff.
Oo nga, akala ko hindi napunta. So mission accomplished pa rin para dito kay JP. Pero alam ng Blacklist International na magbaback na sila. Nakita nila na namula yung side ng Mpl-Ph. Getting the free turtle. Butters, mid-game na tayo ng ating game. Men, 8-4, lamang ang Blacklist. Sobrang taas na lamang ng Blacklist. Pero parang laging Mpl-Ph ang nagsisimula ng laban. Oo.
The thing is, alam din kasi alam ngayon ng Mpl-Ph that they're actually in a good spot to fight. Na Kapag yung flicker dito ng side ng Blacklist International is down, that's the perfect time to fight for them. Now, hindi sila magpipilit ng laban kasi naorasan na din nila yan eh.
Oo. Kabisado na rin nila yung oras eh. Sabi niya, hindi naman natin mauhuli agad yan.
Oo.
Baka flikeran. With the execute, pero may double kill mula kay Aqua. Naku po, Cartoon
Sige,
Heroes.
Luwash, sige,
Let's
Luwash.
go. Sige, Luwash, nasa likod. 5 minutes, sipa, pa.
Oy! The way of the dragon, sinipa yung dragon.
Naku po, siya yung dragon, siya pa yung nasipa habang si Neso na natira. Nextstar, yung Diggy, siya yung may turtle buff. Magbaback ang dalawang teams. 2-4-2 exchange. Let's look at the Gelatins sa 3-play batters.
If you would look at this, the moment na Mpl-Ph dito decided to fight, nahati yung laban sa dalawa.
Hinati.
Humati yung gitna.
Parang Red Sea.
Oo. Si
Parang
Diggy at si Carrie pumunta doon sa torre nila.
Oo.
Si Aqua at si Eson.
Yung iba pa.
Oo, yung iba pa. Nandoon sa may harapan ng torre. So, doon pa lang, ang laki na ng chance ng Mpl-Ph manalo.
Oo, gusto ng Mpl-Ph yung pag-ate ng team fights.
Oo.
Meanwhile, Blacklist International, gusto nila dito yung sama-sama puwersa. Sama-sama tayo, kumbaga. Let's look at the items right now. Interestingly, Halberg na agad. Si Mlbb,
Dito sila dinadali ng Mpl-Ph.
nadali na agad, no?
Dito sila dinali in a way na the rotations for Blacklist International they were doing great in terms of rotations.
Oo.
Pero nung dumating yung mid-game, Mpl-Ph, yung rotation nila nag-stick. Yung Blacklist International, hindi na napanghawakan.
Yeah, I think kailangan pa nila ng onti pang items para kay full clip kasi kaya mag-burst ni full clip eh. Pero ngayon kailangan pa ni full clip siguro ng mga 4 na procs nung kanyang passive. At medyo, actually hindi ganun kadali i-proc yun kapag hindi ka free hit. Especially kapag may papasok na ling sa harapan mo. And man, 11-6, Blacklist pa rin ang lamang ha. Ang dami pa rin nilang control. Pero kasi Mpl-Ph, hindi rin sila makapasok agad kasi nga may mid tower pa yung team ng Blacklist International.
If we look at JP right now, Edward dito, tinutusok-tusok lang niya para dito niya gagamitin most likely yung kanya ultimate. Pero, nandyan yung dragon.
Easy lang, meron pa siyang flinch poise dito. Nagkaroon pa siya ng white energy. Reflex siya, running away, but that is the backup.
Nakuha na naman ni Big Papa G!
Big Papa G!
Nako!
Oh, I can't believe this! Big Papa G! Grid! Outplaying once again Blacklist ng ganung biglaan. The championship Natalia is in town. Butters!
Alam mo, hindi naman tatawaging Big Papa G yan kung hindi Big Papa yan eh.
At saka kung hindi big place.
Big place.
Big place eh.
Big place.
Akala ni Edward dun safe na siya eh. Yun yung ano na si Edward eh. Kumbaga paano na papunta na sa Delix eh no?
Delix lagi.
Tipong kakala mo makakauwi ka na sa may hahablot ng wallet mo. Ganon yung ginawa ni Grid.
Diba?
Men, napangiti ngayon yung Mpl-Ph Parang yung Blacklist pa yung tumagilid eh. Dahil dun sa outplay na yun, Kuya Butters eh.
And alam mo, it's all about the rotation. Kumbaga, yung ano dito, yung Blacklist International, drop talaga nila yung rotation nila. And they were doing great. Actually, I'm surprised na sa JP ni Ling, sa Ling ni JP, hindi JP ni Ling. Sa Ling ni JP.
Pwede rin.
JP ni Ling.
Si JP na yung ginagamit.
Ano eh, bihira yung mga team na kaya sumabay sa ganun. Sa ganitong setup ng Mpl-Ph. And Blacklist International, they showed na kaya nila sumabay. It's just that, ano yung next? Yung next? Nawala yung next.
What's the next move? What's the next move, brother? Ang mahirap kasi dito, Butters, I think, yung Mpl-Ph, lagi silang 2 steps ahead eh. Kapag nag-fail yung gank ni JP, meron silang reserve na si Grid. Naubos na yung time journey, naubos na yung mga flicker, tapos si Grid nag-aabang lang sa likod. Big Papa G.
So,
ayan na naman, ayan na naman sa minimap
nandiyan na naman. Si Pulklip.
Spider sense. Spider sense, sneaky link. Spider sense, sneaky link.
Nagkakita si JP dito.
Ay, Aqua makikita niya si Grid dito. Nextstar flame shot. Purple lang. The purple fight.
That's the thing about Blacklist International ngayon is they're actually fighting by 4.
Oo nga.
Na Mpl-Ph, they should be very happy with this. Kasi once na nakikita nila apat, yung nandun sa other side of the map, tingnan mo yung ginagawa nila Killua Show. Pumapasok sila agad doon sa jungle ng kalaban. Kiniklear nila agad yung mga jungle monsters. And that means more economy going to the side of Mpl-Ph.
Yeah, ang interesting, no? Aura yung nabasagan dito, pero sa mid, pero sila yung nagkokontrol ng macro map eh. Ibig sabihin yan, mas na-timingan nila ng tama yung mga battle spells, na-timingan din nila ng tama yung mga creeps. Big Papa G! What is been? Heptasis lang yung gamit niya.
You can never be too big, Papa.
Big Papa G. Great. Dapaloy.
Sa baba.
Dapaloy is back, but look at the bottom lane. Kiluwas in grid.
Matatapos sila to!
Champion!
Saan pupunta?
Hindi sila makatipi!
They were planning ahead. Nagpaplano na sila ulit. They were trying to execute it well. They were really trying to contest yung Lord na lalabas.
Oh my God.
But still, kung wala ka ng base, ba't ka pa
mag-contest? Blacklist International, they tried their best to survive every attack na meron ang side ng team Mpl-Ph. Pero meron silang weak spot. That is the bottom side. Kumbaga sa chess, nakakuha ka ng tatlong pawn, pero ang kapalit, queen.
Manjin.
Oo.
May kasabihan.
Anong kasabihan?
The best defense is the best offense.
The best defense is the best. Para basketball kasi nilalaro na.
Oo nga, kaya nga.
Nakabang basketball eh.
Ano, yun yung tinatawag na 3-2 zone.
Na 3-2
zone. Na-zone yung iba.
Na-zone out. Men,
oh my goodness.
Men, excited ako sa analysis ng kaibigan nating si Wolf. Wolf, ano ba masabi mo?
Thank you so much, casters. Honestly, you can always just scratch yung early and mid game with that one fight, and this is probably one of the many key factors kung bakit laging nagcha-champion ng Mpl-Ph. I always feel that they have a solution to all the problems presented to them. My name is Wolf, your resident analyst, and we're going to be talking about that first game of best of 3 series between Blacklist International and Aura. While it's true na mamaya natin pag-usapan yung nangyaring late game. Kasi feeling ko, hindi mangyayari yung nangyari na yun nung pag-split push na kung hindi dahil din sa simula ng laban. All things considered, I think and I felt that this is such a good draft from Blacklist. Mukhang prepared talaga sila. Una sa lahat, nagpakita sila ng Digi. And mapapaisip ka, hindi nila binan yung Hilda, kinuha nila yung Digi at open na open siya para sa kalaban. And honestly, Mpl-Ph will 100% sure pick this up. Kasi alam nila, kinokontra niya yung Digi. And na-explain din ng mga casters natin. The casters explained earlier that the Hilda against the feeding Digi strategy is absolutely good. Then again, Mpl-Ph picked it up. Naturally, may sagot sila. And prepared yung Blacklist. They last picked this carry, and all of a sudden you have a solid side lane, a very good late game carry that's great against Thams, against Cho, and against the Hilda, no matter what the position is. So, maganda yung trajectory dito ng Blacklist. However, one thing that they missed out, and this is something that we can see in the post-game stats, is that this is probably very comfortable para sa Mpl-Ph. You have the Thams, na alam natin na gustong-gusto yan ng Mpl-Ph. You have that Ling ni JP. This is signature, and you have the championship Natalia. Points in the game. So this is the first blood, and we are seeing mastery agad mula kay Creed. We can see na kinounter niya dito, in-invade niya, knowing that there's not much, there's literally no way for Blacklist International to carefully secure this. They don't have retribution. Siguro they have flame shot, but you don't want to give the purple buff to Blacklist to the Digi. You want to secure it on full clip. So Mpl-Ph, checkmark agad sa kanila yung first rotation of buffs because they have that stolen purple buff. However, Blacklist International, ang ganda ng kanilang own recovery into the first match. By the way, napakagandang outplay nito mula kay Edward. Look at his positioning. Papunta lang siya dito, nagpapatrol, and then he goes here at finorce niya na mag-tempest of play si JP because he knows. And we will see as the that outplay using the flicker para dito sa ating X-board right at the right moment para saktong-sakto din, no? Edge na edge. Kung sobrang min-maxing to coming out from Edward. And you can see a lot of promise on this kid. One of the most mechanically skilled players in the league for sure. Kaabang-abang dito si Edward. Nevertheless, that was a big outlay on JP. And I think that the casters have mentioned that this is not the best start for a Ling. And it is in fact not the best. By the way, Kufra against the Ling is good for Blacklist International. Many times we saw that this Eson Kufra controlled the Ling. In fact, JP had 3 kills, 3 deaths in total for this game. And kung isipin mo, parang may mali, parang kulang pa rin, parang kinakapos tayo dito. And we are going to see the development of Blacklist International as they eventually take over the map and also take over the game. At kung mapapansin natin dito, lumalamang din naman yung Blacklist International. But Mpl-Ph, now at this point, if you are looking at the map, lamang ng Torre dito yung Mpl-Ph. In fact, Mpl-Ph took down 4 of the turrets of Blacklist International in this game on their road to recovery. Now, what does this tell us? Nung nararamdaman ng Blacklist International na natatalo sila, the way they break even the overall gold of the game is to push the side lanes. And this is really solid for Mpl-Ph. Kaya nga naman nanalo sila dun sa kanilang previous series. Nakita nyo kapag down ng Mpl-Ph, ang natural na ginagawa nila laban sa kanilang mga kalaban is to push the side lanes, get the objectives up. So, no matter what happens, kung may clash man na mangyari at malugi sila, laging nakapush yung mga side lanes against, mga minions nila against their opponents. And this is also the setup on how they will eventually win this match. Obviously, nakita natin dito, sobrang sync ng Mpl-Ph dito. And I think the best play will happen with this cancel of the teleportation. So mapapansin nyo, nagte-teleport na and JP, ang kailangan lang niya ay tumalon dun sa kanyang sa mga kalaban and just to cancel the TP out. And honestly, this is very self-explanatory, mga kaibigan. I know na kitang-kita nyo na yung mangyayari dito. There's not much analysis that you can point out in that specific play, but we know that the setup for that play is all that matters. Hindi mangyayari ang mga malulupit na play mula kala Grid and the rest of the gang without the setup. Again, the priority for Mpl-Ph is to push the turrets, shove the minion wave as soon as possible. Laging naka-push lang yung mga minions against their opponents. So when a big team fight happens, they will always have that real estate advantage against their opponents. Kasi laging yung minions nandun na sa torre ng kalaban na sa base. And even when we say that the MVP of the game is Grid, I think that nakakabwisit din talaga yung kanyang ginawa dito. By the way, pick up on that casual Deadly Blade that we know is very good against sustained heroes and obviously very good again. Magandang value item, I guess, for Grid here, picking that up so that he can counter many of the members of Blacklist International. You know what? We can attribute this to the fact that Mpl-Ph are problem solvers. If tatanungin nyo ako, how can I describe Mpl-Ph and why they're winning, they're problem solvers. Kapag merong issue na nangyayari, kapag medyo down sila, they try to solve it with different approaches. And this time, they use the minion pressure and the positioning of their cores so that they can recover from a potential sana na pagkapanalo na ng Blacklist International. The economic advantage what was at Blacklist International for a significant amount of time until nagawa na nga nung Mpl-Ph yung pagkontra nila at pag-recover sa laban. Nevertheless, that's just game number 1. I'm sure that Blacklist International have prepared more against Mpl-Ph. And let's get back to the casters this time. Ano ba sa tingin nyo yung mangyayari sa game 2?
Sobrang tama ka nga, Wolf, dahil yung Mpl-Ph pinapatunayan nila lagi, every time nabibigyan sila ng problema, kayang-kaya nila masolve. Another historic finish. That's just game number 1, Butters. Man, Blacklist International, we all thought that they will use the sacrifice Digi, pero they opted to go for the real support type Digi. And I think nalaro na ng mind games ng Mpl-Ph Blacklist. Nakakatakot na ngayon ng game 2.
Sa totoo lang meron kasing certain conditions din para mapili mo yung digi.
Oo.
It's not always about the sacrificial digi setup.
Oo.
Kasi napapansin mo, there are times na may sobrang, sabihin natin, sobrang daming ways to stun yung kalaban mo.
Oo.
That's actually a good time to pick a digi. Hindi ka pipili lang ng digi just because mapipili mo yung digi.
Totoo.
So, ang ginawa ng Aura-PH doon, since medyo early into the draft, sabihin natin first phase, into the draft na pili yung digi, ang ginawa na nila, nag-adjust na sila agad dun sa second phase pa lang.
Yeah.
So, hindi na sila kumuha ng stuns, kumuha sila ng Natalia, they just need the silence. Kung times journey yung silence, okay lang naman kay Natalia yun eh. Kasi in a way, ladies and gentlemen, kaya niya lang ulitin yun at kaya niya mag-dash out.
Mabilis lang din
para
yung cooldown.
makaalis lang. Oh.
Yeah, mabilis lang din yung cooldown. And I think, ang nangyari, Aura-PH, they were failing actually with their team fights. Pero again, even though nakakuha ng team fights, nakakuha ng pick-offs, ang Blacklist International, nandun pa rin yung win condition na kailangan natin tumapa late game. Kaya rin siguro pinipilit ng Aura, no? Ginugulo nila ng ginugulo para ma-disrupt lang yung farm. Alam nila na they also need to control each wave. And with that, boom, butas yung bottom lane. Cho and Natalia.
Yun yung
Easy
nakakatakot.
push,
Yun yung nakakatakot na fact dito sa Aura-PH. Ladies and gentlemen, hindi naging maganda yung start ng isang Ling.
Ling, no? Na-shutdown siya eh.
Na-shutdown siya ng todo, pero hindi nagamit yon ng Blacklist to their advantage.
Yeah.
So that means, at that point on, parang memorize talaga ng, memorize talaga ng Aura-PH kung paano sila babawi at kung paano sila lalamang din in the first place.
And yon yung pinakaunang talo ng Digi sa ating laban, sa ating matchup. Guys, Blacklist International, they're now going to the blue side. Aura-PH naman sa ating red side. Khalid and Uranus for Blacklist. Tapos, Yishun Chin naman para sa Aura, negating the worldwide mountain shocker. Oh, Aura-PH is now removing vision game for Blacklist International. Nawala na rin yung Selena dito, brothers.
Yeah, I think Aura-PH is still forcing Blacklist International to get the Digi. Kasi the next best thing for Vision at this point, na wala na si Lina, wala na si Ison Shin, wala na si Popoling Kupa, magdidigi ka na talaga. Gagawin mo na yung sacrificial digi na kahit pa paano information is king pa rin talaga para sa ganong setup.
Pwede nilang piliin dito no?
It's not all about annoying. It's not all about annoying the other team. It's about giving vision lang din sa kampi mo din.
Yeah, yun pa rin talaga yung main niya, yun yung main objective niya no? On that hero. Meanwhile, Yuzong, sabi nila, sige na, ilabas mo na si Dark Magician.
Binibigay nila yung Yuzong para makuha lang yung Ling tsaka yung thumbs.
Oo.
Parang mas malaki talaga, well, not parang, pero mas malaki talaga yung priority dito ng Aura-PH. Dito sa mga heroes na to. They don't like the Yuzong. Kung hindi kukunin ng Blacklist International, I'm pretty sure that Aura-PH, kukunin nila yan.
Gusto nila pa rin yung heroes na confident sila. Heroes na kabisado nila.
Your team is
Same opening, actually, for Blacklist International. But this time, yung pangatlo lang, tinanggal na nila yung Digi. Sabi nila, kulang tayo ng initiating factor kanina, kulang tayo uli dito sa Link. So may dalawa na kagad sagot ang Blacklist International para kay JP. But then again, pagkabisado mo yung hero, alam mo rin yung mga counter sa hero na yun eh.
Yeah. And si Kilowash, ang ganda ng performance niya kanina sa show. So, they really know how to stop this. Aura-PH, pinipersa talaga nila yung Digi. Pinipersa nila yung Digi. Parang binibake nila, piliin nyo yung Digi. Kailangan nyo yung Digi.
Parang, or baka pwedeng sila yung mag-Digi.
Pwede din
eh, kasi may Cupra tsaka may Joe eh.
Oo, pwede din. But,
unless iban.
The thing is, pagka pumili kasi ng Atlas, isang malaking red flag na yun eh. Na, magdigi ka. Yun yung ginagawa.
Tsaka Atlas na ni Mpl-Ph to eh.
Oo.
Let's see, the ban here is going to be the Roger. That is a respect for full clip. Full clip, what is going to be the main carry here? Napantapat sa Lancelot. Bukod sa Lancelot, sa Ling. Bukod sa pantapat sa Ling, kailangan mo rin ng damage na malupit. Probably a follow-up to Edward's ultimate. Pwede ba sila mag-Django? Django is actually good. Para sa Blacklist International.
Yeah, actually, dun yung pinakamalaking success nila eh. Kapag nag-Django sila. Yung poke composition na ginagawa nila. Pero kasi at this point, Kufra, Cho, and Yuzhong, parang hindi na to timpla ng isang poke composition. Ano na to? Head-on
collision.
Binanda na nila yung Digi. Well, sabi
Alam
dito
nila
ng
na pwede.
RPH,
Oo.
sabi nila, banda natin yung Digi para kahit paano hindi tayo persado na na makuha nila yung mapigilan pa nila yung Atlas nila, hindi pala mapigilan.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
I like the Esmeralda Bando for Blacklist International. Negate kagad dito yung Taps at saka Atlas. Ang hinihintay ng Aura is
Oy,
Picking.
si Malasado.
si Malasado. Okay, tatlo ngayon ang sagot ng Blacklist para dito sa Ling. Alam nila na ipo-full force ng Aura yung Ling. Ready sila dito. Ang daming sagot ng Cyclops dyan. Susunod yung planets, attack lagi sa Ling. Lancelot can also outplay heroes right now. 4 heroes right now para sa Aura PH. I like the Lancelot against Atlas kasi mas gusto ng Lancelot maraming units para mas marami siyang dashes. We shall see. Anong adjustment ngayon ng Aura PH sa last pick? KLBJ or Kiluwash? Dalawa na lang eh. KLBJ or Kiluwash eh.
Yeah,
X-board.
it's going to be the export. Ayos diba?
Bawal mag-appear. Bawal. Nag-appear kami, guys.
Nag-appear kami, okay
Pero
lang.
bawal mag-appear.
Alcohol.
Mag-alcohol ka muna. Alcohol ka muna.
Oo.
Sige.
Ito pre, the thing about, kunin mo na yung alcohol.
Oo.
Kunin mo muna yung alcohol and pag-usapan muna natin to.
Pag nag-alcohol tayo, baka pwede na tayo mag-appear. Pag nag-alcohol. Kasi natuwa kami ni Bardos, tama.
Nag-appear kami bigla. And alcohol kami.
Nag-alcohol.
Kumain na kami kayong tok.
Nag-appear kami noon.
Okay.
Isa pa. Alcohol muna.
Alcohol muna. Teka lang, baka mamaya makita
Social
yung
distancing.
Yan. Pwede tayo mag-appear.
Tama prediction mo, Bardos, export. Teka lang, alcohol ulit. Okay.
Kidding aside. Looking at the draft here of Blacklist International, they have the Cyclops, they have a clear answer for the Ling. Kaso kasi, if ever makita nung Ling na papunta sa kanya, yung ulti ng Cyclops, malaki yung chance niya kasi makapag-react. Kasi always remember, projectile travel time.
Lagi.
Mabagal ang projectile travel time ng isang ulti ng Cyclops. And you can see it from a mile away.
Yeah, pero pwede kasing saktuhan yan eh. Pwedeng saktuhan ni Dexter yan. For sure, pre-practice din niya yan. Pero ang problem ko dito kasi, Butters, si Balir eh.
No?
Tatlo agad yung nasasagot kasi ni Grit. And I think this is perfect. Kasi yung Valir, mas pinipili na ng mga tao na piliin na lang yung Louie, piliin na lang yung lumilipad, si Farsa. Kesa sa Valir eh. So I think ito yung naging ultimate adjustment nila. Ang dami nilang damage. And tignan mo, sineset up na nila ngayon yung purple. Di makalapit kagad, sinapul clip.
Okay. So nakikita mo dito, Manjin, kung ano yung ginagawa ni Grid. He's trying to take down yung buhay dito ng Blacklist International na mababa.
Mukhang magkakababaan na nga. Sino nakuha ng purple namin natin makikita dahil pasok si Ako dito. First blood coming in for full clip. Nice outplay! Makapag-puncture out pa siya. Isa ang nawala, Grid. Para dito sa Aura PH, dito sa failed attempt on the kill for Aura, pero nanakawa na naman ng purple buff. I think that was worth, kasi yun talaga ang plano. Blacklist International, that's still good though, kasi si Clip pa rin ang nakuha ng kill.
So bakit nga ba nakatambay si Grid doon?
Bakit, Kuya Butters?
Gusto niyang pababain yung buhay dito ng side ng Blacklist International that if ever nagkaroon ng invade doon sa purple buff nila, baka may time kapag nababaan na talaga sila ng sobra na hindi na sila maka-adjust, hindi na sila makaresponde.
Lugi sila sa gera, kasi kulang ang mga HPs nila habang full clip, ginamit niya pa. Yung gold, yung crab coin dito to puncture out another good pick off for Blacklist International. Still, Greed ang nagiging sacrifice dito para sa side ng Aura PH. Full clip with...
Dexter?
Sakit. Actually, si JP nakakuha din ng kill. So, si full clip, even though Aura pa rin nagtitignan ng laban, ibang klase to pag nabigyan ng item, lalo na't Lancelot ngayon yung gamit niya, rather than yung carry kanina na talagang one-trick pony. This time with the Lancelot, mas marami silang plays na pwedeng magawa.
Yun kasi yung isa sa mga tinitignan ngayon sa mga magagandang funnel on how good they can spread out their damage. And yung carry kasi kanina, yes, carry has good damage, pero kasi pa isa-isa.
Yung kasi Lancelot, yung Thorn Rose, pwedeng tamaan
triangle formation yun eh.
Yes, definitely man. Eson, running for his life, is protecting the orange snake, full clip. Pinersa na yung kanyang ultimate para lang makuha yung orange na yun. Now coming into the purple buff, ginigera na dito ng Aura PH yung baba. Mukhang gusto nilang kunin yung turtle dito. Alam nila na pulado yung Yuzong. Nakikita nila yung Joe sa top lane. Libreng turtle para kay JP. Pero Lito Wanderer din mula sa Blacklist International sa top. Magkakaroon dito ng switch ng towers, Butters.
Okay. I like the idea dito coming out from Blacklist International na pumunta sila dun sa may taas para mag-counteract dun sa turtle. They did not give any priority para talagang contest pa yung turtle na yon. Pero minake sure nila may dalawang tao sa baba na kaya i-def to.
Yes.
Kapag hindi nila na-push to, this is going to be a win for Blacklist International.
Yes. Kung sinong unang mag-react, yun yung pwedeng tumagilid at hindi nag-react noon yung Blacklist International. Star Power Lockdown connecting Pero madidepensahan pa rin ng Blacklist International yung bottom lane. Just protect the towers at all costs. That is the main plan of Blacklist International. Maganda din yung wave clear nila dito. Maganda rin yung disengage factor.
Blacklist International, on the other hand, ang ganda ng hold nila dito sa may mga turrets nila. And there is the ultimate. It's not going to be a problem as merong turtle buff dito si JP.
Muntikan pa kung walang turtle buff doon. Muntikan pa.
Muntikan pa.
Yun ang maganda sa star power lockdown. Susundan ka talaga hanggang sa dulo ng walang hanggan.
Tsaka star power yun eh.
Oo, lockdown pa.
Lockdown pa.
Oo, alam mo naman lockdown, inabot na 6
Oo,
months
naman.
Oo,
Oy.
makabuti ka talaga. Muntikan pa makabasag dito ang Blacklist. It seems like Mpl-Ph ngayon na nagre-react. Every time they make a move, walang pa kaya Blacklist International. This is better. This is better kit for Blacklist International kasi hindi kanina. Pero yun, naku, nag-miss communication. Miscommunication. Pero baka makakuha yata si Glee dito. Pero yung planet sa attack. Global kill coming in. Para kay yung Lord si Baring Aqua. Nawalan ng tulong. Habang si KBJ umikot-ikot lang. Sabog. Patay ang cannons at patay ang germs. Dahil basag ang Torre dito. Blacklist International. Even though 2-2 ang laban, mas marami silang nakuha ang objectives.
Mpl-Ph dito, clearly losing the war. Kung titignan mo naman dito in terms of just getting the turret control, literally Manjin, wala silang binatbat ngayon sa Blacklist International.
Yes.
Kung makikita mo, lahat ng tier 1 turrets nila is down. They actually have 1 tier 2 turret down onto the top lane din.
Definitely. Men, I think mas better kasi ngayon yung kit ng Blacklist sa damage and sa lockdown. Unlike yung Digi kanina, yung reverse time kasi madaling malaman eh. Kung saan manggagaling. And yung time bombs, yung auto alarm bombs, parang nawawalan din ng damage sa late game eh. Parang naubos. This time, without any time journey, okay lang sila kasi yung lane kaya mag-dodge. Meron kang Dexter damage with the Impure Rage. Ang dami pa nilang flickers dito to counter out Mpl-Ph. Pwede silang mamaman ulit. There you go. Ultimate para kay LBJ. Last Insanity at pumasok pa si Baring JP. Nako, Swanity. Sino kaya makakaisa dito? Wala dahil Mpl-Ph magbabak na lang. Blacklist International, tinakot ang aura doon sa baba.
Slow and steady wins the race. Kung sino pa yung sinabihan na slow and steady dun sa ating intro, sila pa yung naging aggressive ngayon and Aqua will take down Ling by himself.
Ang Dragon. Tapos ang Chinese New Year pero may Dragon pa din. Aqua, the American Dragon. From the A to the Q to the U to the A. And the Mad Daddy Dragon of Blacklist International. Hey, Aqua outplaying 5 heroes. From Mpl-Ph, Blacklist International, unti-unti nang nababasa.
Ito yung medicine na laging pinapatikim ng Mpl-Ph sa mga kalaban nila. Total map control, being reactive, not really caring about the turtle. Pag nakikita nilang kumukuha ng turtle yung kalaban, pupunta sila agad sa taas, kinukuha nila yon.
At alam nila na pag nag-react ka sa Mpl-Ph, ikaw ang tatagilid. Dapat kayo ang mag-react sa amin. Ang taas rin ang damage output nila dito. Full clip with the 3-0-2. Greed with the first Winter Truncheon of this game. Napakasakit na ng lahat actually. 5 heroes, make that 5 heroes, can put in damage para dito sa Blacklist International. Cho, 4 lang pala. Cho, Yuzong, Lancelot, at saka Cyclops.
Yung bata from Bataan, men.
Bata from Bataan talaga eh.
Wala eh, kumbaga palong-palo eh.
Oo eh.
Something to prove. Nothing to lose, everything to win, pre.
Yep, almost with his endless battle. Isang component na lang plus yung recipe. Meanwhile, Dexter is also building up the cooldown reduction para unlimited star power lockdown. 5 Mpl-Ph ito Nabagal ang ultimate para doon sa ating Kupra pero nandito na ang Dragon. Sinong unang tutumba? Sinong unang mawawala? At ayun na nga, yung bata from Bataan. Habang si KLBJ ang may isahan ay tumambling pa si KLBJ palayo pero hindi magiging sapat para siya ay mabuhay. Blacklist International, wala si full clip pero dalawa ang kanilang napatay plus isa pang Torre.
Kailangan mong bigyan ng isang malaking palakpak dito, Manjin. Yung ginagawa ni Aqua.
Palakpak!
Di kami nag-appear.
Palakpak yun.
Nagpalakpak kami. Hindi namin kailangan mag-alcohol. Why? The thing about Aqua is he's actually rotating at the right times kapag kinakailangan siya sa mga laban.
Yes.
Hindi niya iniiwan yung mga teammates niya dito. And he is even getting yung kills dito kay Ling.
Yes.
Na hindi niya dapat nakukuha talaga all in all.
Nahihirapan dito yung Mpl-Ph on dealing with the Yuzong. Mind you, ito din yung hero na tumalo sa kanila last week na ginamit ng BSB. At sabi ng Blacklist on, ito pala ang tunay na vaccine. Ayun na naman ang Black Dragon form. Lumilipad na sa kaibigang Aqua. Si Kiluwash ang target niya. Star Power Lockdown. Tatama na. At huli ka pa. Mega kill para kay Aqua. Aqua. 11-4. Ano ang sagot sa Dragon?
Ang sagot sa Dragon ay probably somewhere in the lines of getting this Lord pero makukuha na ng Blacklist International ang sagot. Kaya wala nang sagot sa tanong.
Men, hindi ko yun naintindihan. 11-1. Hindi ko nakita yung items niya pero mamaya makikita natin. For sure, ang taasa ng sustain. Even though si Kiluwash, meron siyang execute dito. How? And men, yung proc, nung ultimate, yung proc lagi nung Dark Souls eh. Ano eh, dumodoble eh. para kay Ako eh.
Dumodoble, may possibility na triple pa.
Minsan nga, tumitriple pa. Oo.
And yeah, I mean, Eson and the others dito, they're really doing a great job just controlling the fights for their team.
There you go.
Full clip dito, hindi nila masyadong kailangan gumalaw at hindi nila kailangan pumwesto ng maganda. Kasi ginagawa na ng tank yung trabaho eh.
There you go.
Yung setup niya,
Yes.
triangle formation mo na lang, i-turn throws mo na lang,
Oo.
okay ka na.
Kumbaga, na 4-bar setup na.
Oo.
Punchline na lang ang kulang.
Punchline na lang ang kulang.
Punchline na lang ang kulang. Binabati ko pala si M-Site.
O, si M-Site.
Nanonood ka. At mga tropa natin sa TikTok.
Mga tropa natin
Kasi
sa TikTok.
siniset up na niya ni Ako eh.
Oo.
Man, with the items na meron siya Queen Swing, meron siya Bloodlust Axe.
Ay, naman si Eson,
Ay, grabe. Let's see here, ang dami nag-clash. At ayun, nahuli si JP. Underwhelming performance mula sa championship ring. Raplesha right now with the fatal link. Sumikot pa dito si KLBJ with the last advantage. Boom! Nakuha ng kill si The King. Pero Dexter and company nandito pa rin with the planet's attack. Eson stretching. Pero wala siyang iti-take. Wala siyang ita-dive in. JP ang namatay. 18 seconds in. Ultimate coming in. For full clip. Ayun na yung throws. Meron pa siya puncture. And hindi na kailangan. Dahil sunog naman kayo dyan. 13-5. This is Blacklist International. Men, ang kampiyon ay dumudugo na talaga.
Oh, well, ngayon, ang sasabihin ko na lang dito, Mpl-Ph, they should just wait for the next Lord. Just hold on to that base. Huwag na kayo magbigay ng turret. As long as nandyan yung turret na yan, hindi kayo problema dun sa may Lord. Kung
Yeah.
tingnan mo yung Lord ngayon, pupunta siya sa may top lane, which is actually a plus for the side of Mpl-Ph kasi that is one of the longest lanes to actually
Yes.
to actually go to para sa Lord. Kasi tatandaan mo yung mid lane, automatic yan na yung pinaka maikling lakad ng Lord eh.
Oo, so okay pa sila. Kasi
Okay pa sila.
alam nila na nakuha ng blacklist dito yung Lord.
May oras.
May oras.
Oo.
Kaso ang problema, the more yung oras, the more pressure din sa kanila eh. Kasi Blacklist International, ni isang tore, hindi nakapagpabagsak yung Mpl-Ph dito. Alam ko, katiting na lang yung bottom lane eh.
Oh, and that's the thing about Mpl-Ph dito. They could have, reduced the gold lead for a bit kung nakuha nila yung turret na yan.
On esports, that is the baby bouncing ball. Dexter, naglabas na rin ang planet's attack. Napakasakit na ng damage ngayon ng Blacklist International. What they're doing right now is controlling all of the lanes and then waiting for the Lord to come up.
Pero ito sinasabihin ko sa'yo Manjin, Eson na naman. Pag binalagtad mo ang Eson,
Nose.
si JP, 2 beses na siyang nasa-shutdown ng early game.
Kahit ngayon.
Kahit ngayon.
Oo.
Nung first game, nakabawi siya.
Oo.
For the second game, medyo
Tagilid pa rin.
Tagilid pa rin.
Oo.
Tagilid pa rin. But the thing is, nag-apektuhan na nga ba si JP nung...
Tingnan mo yung formation oh.
yung formation.
Flying B, meron din natin sila dito. Ng Mpl-Ph, naku po. Star Power Lock, meron na dito na the Flying Dragon. The cartoon hero, Aqua. Ay, Dragon Tail. Inabas mo na, Yugi Boy. Nahuli ka, Joey. Nahuli si Joey ng kanyang Black Eyes. Red Eyes Black Dragon. Red Eyes Black Dragon.
Ang pumasok si Raplisha, ang nadamay yung mga kampi niya.
Men, ang ganda kasi nung the Flying B.
The Flying B.
Kung nakita mo yung the Flying B formation, para silang sumayaw sa Christmas party. Kumbaga, victory agad sa Blacklist International.
Naalala mo, nung na-Christmas party ka, at lahat ng tropa mo ang sayaw, Japamokis.
Ganun yung nangyari. Ganun eh, nag-atuloy to apologize sila.
Apologize.
Sana makita natin yung sana may highlights yun.
Oo.
The Flying B is really
The Flying B.
ibang klase.
I'm holding on a rope, got me 12 feet off the ground.
The ground. Eh,
Sinabawokis.
Sinabawokis. Yung falling to the trap. Yun yung nangyari.
Oo.
Ay, nako.
Wala eh.
Hindi ko na kinakaya.
Nung na-realize ni Raplisha, nung inultihan niya, ang nasabi ni Raplisha, it's too late.
Too late to apologize.
Wala na, hindi na sila nakabawin.
Gumano na. Ang ganda eh. Kitang-kita ka sa camera eh. Huli sa CCTV. Blacklist International proving to us that they can surprise us. And again, that is another defeat for Mpl-Ph. We're going all the way. Game number 3. Hindi ko na alam ang i-expect ko, Butters.
Consistency for Mpl-Ph. Surprise for Blacklist International.
Surprise. I think kahit yung kaibigan nating si Wolf ay na-surprise,
Oo.
pero idadissect niya kung ano-ano nga ba ang mga nangyari sa laban na yun.
A lot of surprises indeed, but I guess what I'm really surprised about is yung drafting prowess talaga ng Blacklist International. My name is Wolf, your resident analyst, and I'm gonna tell you about that game that was won by Blacklist International when they started it with the draft. Gusto sabihin dito is yung draft natin nagpabor talaga sa Blacklist, which kind of makes me think ginawa na nila yung ganitong klaseng drafting during their first stint here at Mpl Season 6, and it worked wonders today. Medyo may konting question marks lang ako on the side of Mpl-Ph because they first picked etong Ling and the Thams. They gave, I think they first picked Atlas, or at the very least etong tatlong to, and they gave this Kufra to the side of Blacklist International, which really is a big problem para sa Ling. And knowing Mpl-Ph, they're willing to risk. Alam nila yung ins and out itong hero na to. They won a championship because of this hero in the MPL Season 5. And they know the limitations, supposedly, of the heroes. And they have been playing against the Kufra with the Ling before. At honestly, na-overcome naman nila. Then again, malaki pa rin ang advantage of having this Kufra against the Ling. Not only that, the Yuzong, first picked by Blacklist, or at least at the first phase, and Mpl-Ph still went in para kumuha ng Ling. Yun yung questionable na para sa akin. In fact, when we look at the post-game stats, we can see how impactful this Yuzong was overall to the game. Ngayon, pumunta tayo dun sa second phase ng picks. If you are a fan of Mpl-Ph, nakakita mo na yung limang heroes ng Blacklist, which is already the Kufra, the Cho, the Yuzong, Lancelot, and then Cyclops. Wala na akong maisip, for me personally. Ang hirap isipan ng last pick dapat para sa Mpl-Ph. If you recall, ang last pick nila is the X-Borg. It fits the playstyle of Kilowash, but it will force Mpl-Ph to put the thumbs again on KLVJ, which is not one thing that you want to see. You want to see KLVJ on more explosive heroes. Not only that, yung X-Borg, I don't think it answers any of the problems for Mpl-Ph against the Blacklist International. So, looking at just the matchups, meron kang Yuzong, sino ang makakapatay sa Yuzong mula sa Aura? Maybe the Ling at a certain point, maybe the X-Borg when put all together. But overall, walang hero Mpl-Ph na makakatapat talaga sa Yuzong at this point. And in fact, yung Atlas, hindi siya magiging enough at all dahil meron kang magandang mga counter mula dun sa Blacklist. At apart from that, I think that they went for massive purifies on the side of Blacklist kaya para talaga mapigilan itong Atlas mula sa Mpl-Ph. Now, let's look at the actual highlights of the game and we will see the development of the players. And do want to take note na may priority ang Mpl-Ph dito to take the purple buff, but they were successful in doing so. Maganda sana yun para pigilan yung pag-farm ng Lancelot, right? So that's perfect. However, the team fight of Blacklist International is very good at this point. As you can see, meron silang Lancelot na AoE damage. They have Cyclops very good in the early stages of the game and eventually nanalo dito sa mini skirmish with outplays ang Blacklist International. Napahabol din yung Mpl-Ph. Napunta yung buff sa Mpl-Ph, but dahil mababa na yung HP ng mga members ng Mpl-Ph, nahirapan din sila mag-farm eventually. Now, I like how Blacklist International uses their team fight against Mpl-Ph. And like we said, superior din kasi yung team fights ng Mpl-Ph at this point. Ng Blacklist International. Dahil din sa farm na nakuha nila at dun sa nature ng mga heroes. Now, well, kind of want to pause it a little bit. And look at the mini-map. Actually, kahit hindi na yung mini-map, tingnan nyo na lang yung taas ng screen wherein 4 turrets na nakuha ng Blacklist International and 0 pa lang sa Mpl-Ph. Dito pa lang mapapaisip ka na, ano ba ang strength na ngayon ng Blacklist International over Mpl-Ph? And the answer is map control. Nakatawa lang kasi isipin yung Mpl-Ph yung superior yung map control or at least yung pag-control ng real estate sa mapa in the previous game. But in this specific game, it's actually all throughout Blacklist International. And this is mainly because of the draft once again. And we can see the game developing. Eventually, yung Blacklist International, they will just keep on fighting and fighting and fighting, not letting Mpl-Ph recover when it comes to the farm. They know the strength of their heroes. Meron silang Lancelot, very good in the early and the mid game. Meron silang Yuzong all throughout the match, kayang lumaban just because of the innate kit of the hero. That's also true with the Kufra na napakatalino na paggagamit ni Eson dito. Very role player based. Nakita nyo yung the flying V formation na sinasabi dito natin mga casters maybe later after this clash kasi in fairness sa Mpl-Ph ang galing nila magdepensa. So this is it. The team fight that really was a problem for Aura. So as you can see, yung kanina sa Onyx-PH, we were talking about the formation. And the formation from Blacklist International laban sa Mpl-Ph ay napaganda talaga kasi they're all clubbed together. And looking at the heroes of Blacklist International, lahat yan ay AoE. Particularly the Kufra, even the Lancelot with the Thorn Throws. Imagine mo eventually, di ba, matutunaw talaga yung kahit sila sa Mpl-Ph dito. And unfortunately, para sa Mpl-Ph, if you look at their spells, nobody has the Purify. And Eson really had the free pass to initiate on Mpl-Ph dahil magkakasama sila lahat dito. Tapos meron ka pang Cho to follow up. So that's additional AoE stuns and all the damage in the world. By the way, there were many counters to the Ling dahil meron ka ng Yuzong, meron ka pang Cyclops, and it's incredibly hard for JP, kahit pa siya ang Diyos ng Ling dito sa Pilipinas, it's really hard for him to play in this game. And there's a lot of counters to him and eventually nanalo na nga dito ang Blacklist International. MVP of the game is Aqua. I like how he plays this Yuzong. Hindi nagtitipid mga kaibigan. Every time na alam niya na pwedeng tumulong yung mga teammates niya, when it comes to using his ultimate, he goes for it. He knows na mababa yung downtime ng teamfight tools ng Blacklist International at dahil doon, pwede silang tuloy-tuloy na maglaban. This guy is the MVP of the game, not only because of the stats, but also the usage of his skills. That's wonderful. Coming out from Aqua, and hopefully we get to see more. And with that, game number 1, na-even up na po ang series natin between Blacklist International and Mpl-Ph. It's 1 apiece. And ito yung gusto ko i-take note. Draft of game number 2 was really perfect for Blacklist. And at a certain point, draft of game number 1, ang ganda, ang genius nila. Ang talino, I'd say, ang clever. sa Blacklist International. And maybe in game number 3, baka sila pa makapag-close out ng series to versus Mpl-Ph. And I honestly think that Mpl-Ph should really match para makipag-counterpunch dito, makipag-backback, makipag-blow by blow when it comes to the drafting against Blacklist International. How will they do it? Alamin natin yan. Back to you, casters.